actually, I've mentioned, there are several types of self-service BI, and I guess you are quite the right person to talk to. What we see in the market, what's the realistic state of self-service in the market with users?
Yeah, so I know that this is like a really, really interesting topic, especially because, several years ago, it was this big promise that with like flexible and really powerful BI tools such as Power BI, you would just to be able to basically provide the data and the tools to the users, and they could basically build their own reports, right? That was the dream, right? Self-service BI, provide the users data, and yeah, they will do the rest. They know what they need, right? And they could just basically build those reports. But in reality, when this model was basically put to the test, it turned out that it's not, of course, as simple as that, right? Of course, if you want to consume the data and build the reports in a flexible and manageable way, and then, yes, build complex objects on top of that, you need, of course, different skill sets, right? Not everyone will be able to do this if they don't understand like the whole data processing, data management, data modeling, and so on. And therefore, right, this true self-service BI from like just raw data was probably not meant to be, right? And then, yes, different approaches were spawned, right? Okay, where is the right access point for these for the business user, right? And again, as I said before, it depends, right? And then several approaches came through it, right? So do we just provide basically managed dashboards, but then allow some flexibility on top of that? Or do we like find a real balance? And I think you'll be talking about these different approaches next. So yeah, that's typically the case.
Exactly, yes. And here actually we are referring to the Data Goblin's great article actually about the self-service and how there are actually several types or tiers of users, or how to actually address those requests, based on who your end user is. And today we'll actually, we're going to be actually mostly focusing on the how you will see here, right? The tier 1 and tier B, which is people who actually, the end business, most typical business end users, who just consume the report, do some cross filtering, perhaps even do some customizing of their reporting using some bookmarks, to get as much as you can from the report in Power BI. But we also enhance it with the Zebra BI, because it's both win for the report developer, who can narrow down the development process, speed it up, and actually enrich it for the end user, who then will be immediately spotting the main things. Yes. So in the next part, we are finally approaching the experience in the Power BI in the live demo, and we're actually explore the things that truly matter for the self-service reporting work, right? So to develop these kinds of report, there are actually few core building blocks that every scalable self-service environment should master. Then first, most definitely one of the, I guess, most important ones is proper data modeling. Using the star schema to keep your data clean, efficient, and easy to maintain makes it appropriate for scaling, for adoption, to the wider area of applications. And we actually had a very, very good, actually a few of them, webinars hosted by Mark, who is actually expert on the topic, explaining what are the best practices, how to optimize your model, or even how to start building a model with just a few steps, so that later on it gets appropriate for scaling the solution. And then on top of that, mastering or knowing features like doing the disconnected tables in combination parameters for the self-service experience, where the user can select different kind of dimensions, where it looks at the data, using bookmarks and tooltips for the governed, dynamic, and yes, again, user-friendly self-service BI. Mark, do you maybe have any favorites among those mentioned here? Is there any of those your favorite when it comes to building reports in Power BI?
Well, I'd say especially like in this self-service environment, a combination of all of them is typically like the best scenario. And especially maybe to point out like field parameters can be really powerful when you want to like basically mix and match and give the right amount of freedom to the end users, right? But still do not require them to basically do the modeling and stuff themselves, right? You can basically predefine some structures that allow a lot of this flexibility that in the end, we can say that's like the right balance of let's say, interaction with the report but also like, okay, a freedom of choice for the end user. Yeah. So I'd say like field parameters with bookmarks are a really, really good combination. But of course, use sparingly, right? We cannot just use them on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and as you will notice later on when we actually go into Power BI, you'll see that we will actually try to provide a few examples, how you can approach the dynamic experience, either with switch statement, or maybe you can as alternative, maybe you would use field parameters, maybe both solutions. In some cases, both solutions may be viable solutions, but it's ideal if you could master both and then decide for yourself what is the best for your use case. Okay, so now is actually the time to dive into the Power BI. Mark, I'm going to let you actually first do the first intro to the Power BI desktop and the managed self-service in the Power BI.
Okay, so yeah, we'll start with, let's say, a typical managed experience, but at the same time, we'll highlight how you can enhance it with certain visuals and settings to make it much more interactive and customizable, right? And more of this like, okay, I'm looking at the report, but I want to make it my own. I want to get to my own data and my own comparisons and so on, right? So to basically cater to the business users' needs and the ability to support like multiple business users, right? So this would be a typical like financial benchmarking example, right? So we have several financial statements built into one same visualization, right? And this would be like our starting point, right? So we have like typical income statement examples, balance sheet, cash flow, and so on. And we can incorporate multiple elements and multiple basically displays into the same visualization, right? So with Zebra BI visuals, you can basically have different views and like completely interchangeable views and customizable displays, right? Something like changing a chart type or changing a column or display can be done even by the end users, right? Should you want to provide that level of detail. And then, of course, you can expand it by providing even like custom report page tooltip breakdowns. And this is the level of like this exploratory self-service dashboard that you can provide maybe for this tier one like group, right? Where you want to give basically the managed experience, right? So you provide all the calculations, all the objects beforehand, but the user has the freedom of choice to basically manipulate the display of certain objects. And on top of that, right, you can then expand. For instance, here we have like a benchmarking report, right? So we can compare ourselves or our competitors between each other. And yeah, we can provide like flexible objects, like in this case, we have a grouping of the company. So we can easily like just side by side compare the results for income statements of, let's say, Coca-Cola and Pepsi in this case, right? So you can basically benchmark this dynamically, right? And if you want to compare something with something else, you can do it the same, right? Different companies is just, and we give this flexibility, right? So basically we have the choice for the end users to look at their preferred data. That's one way of looking at it, right? And we can then expand this also to different like views, right? Maybe side-by-side comparison on yearly views, right? And again, we can add this flexibility of just the level of detail that we want to provide to the users, or we can even look at like KPI trends and then incorporate all of this into a flexible design that still provides like selection of choice, right? So you can go for different KPIs within the same report, within the same comparisons, and just combine all of these tools to provide like this flexibility or different aspects, different flavors of the report on different topics, right? And whether it's like adding commentary on top of that, or even some annotations like Kager arrows or storytelling elements, like commentary or highlighting and stuff like that. This can basically provide like additional, let's say, personalization or self-service experience on top of what we already provide to this tier 1 users, or users that basically will not interact with the report or build their own calculations, but you can even integrate some really nice views and like experiences through like interactive tools of the visualizations in Power BI. Now, there's also one layer to this, which is how you basically control interaction, right? Because when you're designing this tier 1 experience, you want to make sure that your users are familiar with the interactions, but you also don't want to overwhelm them with all this, let's say, clickable or interactive experiences like changing labels and everything. And if you have the right visuals, in this case we're using Power visuals, you can basically control every part of this interaction for the right level of detail or interaction that you want to do through the interaction control. So basically you can turn the interaction completely off, and basically what the user will see is what they'll get, right? So they will not be able to use the chart slider or dynamically change views and stuff like that. But once you, of course, progress through these tiers and you want to allow more freedom of like modifying the views, right, you can introduce more interaction options, and that's like the basis of this experience, right? Just for the tier one views. But I believe, right, in true self-service fashion, or like the right balance, there's an even better approach, right, to provide even more freedom.